Hello and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm Mary Trimble and I'm here back in New York, finally, and over my jet lag, somewhat. Anyway, it's really good to be back and back in the groove, and there's nothing like home, darling. There's no place like home, said Dorothy. Now, thank you, guys. Thank you. Look, if you haven't been here before, welcome. And I hope you stay and you keep coming back. And if you have been here before, welcome back. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all your likes, all your comments, all your best wishes for my mum. Thank you. She's doing as well as can be expected. She seems to be settling into her new home. So thank you all for those wishes. I really appreciate you. These readings are for you can hear the ice cream truck. These readings are for July the 30th through August the 5th. And this is Leo season. Happy birthday, Leo. I will be pulling an extra card out for Leo. Now, the astrological report this week is we've just had this huge eclipse, and that energy can last for up to 6 months. So we will be feeling that, the fallout. It was a big blood moon, and I did a video on that, so I'm not going to go into that. The only different thing, because we do have the sun in Leo, we also have Mercury, which is retrograde now, in Leo. We may not listen as well as we ought to during this period with Mercury in Leo and in retrograde. Now, on July the 30th, this is kind of the only thing there's lots of little things that are kind of different, but I would be here all day going into that. So I'm going to make it succinct. So July the 30th, Venus is in a semi-square to the sun. Now, this can bring up kind of irritations from other people, but it's also an opportunity to look within, because those irritations outwardly could be from what's going on inside of us, right? So it's an opportunity to look deeper at ourselves, to look inside and to see what's affecting us internally. Now, also be mindful of wanting more, right? And of course, with Mercury in retrograde, it's really good to, and because of the eclipse, it's really important to let go of things that no longer work for us. That's things, people, maybe even places. So it's very important to clear out our closets, to organize. I think it's a really good time to declutter after an eclipse and during Mercury in retrograde. And it's not like you can't, buy something, but really pay attention to the fine print, because we have this urge to kind of be a little impulsive and to act without thinking. I'm sorry, I am very hot here. If I put the AC on, it's extremely loud. I'm going to have to sort something out to get a quieter AC. Anyway, I'm svetsing. So, with that out of the way, let's go to, and I just want to quickly mention, even though it's the 6th and it's, I'll go into more detail next week about that, but Venus enters Libra. It's changing signs. It's going from Virgo into Libra, and it will be a little sigh of relief. Venus, she's much more comfortable in Libra than she is in Virgo. Anyway, more about that later. So let's go to your reading, shall we? Hello, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and welcome to your reading for July the 30th through August the 5th. And the first card out for you is the World. The world, I feel like you've got the world in your corner. You've got the world in the palm of your hand. Well, yeah, clarifying it. I have to quickly say this. Clarifying it is the Fool, which means a new journey. This is saying, look, and I really, okay, I'm getting this from the eclipse, right? Because the eclipse is about letting go of old behaviors and old ways of reacting and responding. The way you have been in the past that hasn't worked for you, that has brought turmoil or conflict in your life. Now is the time to change that and to drop it. And, sometimes it's hard to let go of old patterns, right? And behaviors. But when we do, we feel liberated. So you have the Fool, which indicates a new journey. It's a new you. It's going forward differently, Virgo. So, of course, I'm tempted to say to my sister Kathleen, change the story. Change your behavior. I just came back from being with my sister for 3 weeks. Love her dearly. But anyway, this is about change, darling. This is an opportunity. Listen, the universe is supporting this change. So it's a perfect time to make this change because you will find it easy. It's about looking at itself. Look, it's not about, Virgos can be really hard on themselves and others, right? So this is not about criticizing yourself, but it's about being, what's the word I want to say? Look, I'm saying that because you've got the Knight of Wands, which is passion, creativity, but also this is impulsiveness, right? I'm jumping ahead of myself in my thought process here. I'm sorry for the noise. We are in New York City, back in New York City, noisy New York City. So we have, so this is about going forward differently, renewed, a new you, slothing and releasing the old behaviors and things that no longer work for you and going forward renewed, a leap of faith, if you will, trying things differently. Just try it differently and don't be overcritical of yourself, but look at where your behaviors have not inspired the best results or action or reaction in others. This is always about relationships, by the way. Eclipses are about relationships, so that's why I feel it's in relation to other people and it's how you can change yourself. Now, the Knight of Wands is about, the Knight of Wands is about creativity, passion. It's about connecting with your creative side. And Virgos are extremely creative. And it's about really getting in touch with that. And you've got the Ace of Fire, which is an incredible new opportunity you have here. You have a new passionate opportunity to express your creativity. So I would focus on your creativity because I think that's where that's going to feed your soul, Virgo. That's what's really going to feed yourself. The only thing that I would say about the Knight of Wands is that sometimes he rushes in without thinking and does things without thinking. So sometimes when the Knight of Wands comes in, it's about a little pause, a pause in action. Don't just rush in. Now, in the next spot, you've got 2 cards, you see, and this is what I see. I see the Fool yet again. So you've got the Fool twice. This is a new beginning for you, Virgo. You've definitely got a new beginning, and you've got the Knight of Swords. So this is what I was thinking when I first went from the world, right? This is about not being too judgmental on yourself or others. So I know sometimes that's a little hard, but don't be critical, self-critical. The Fool is a leap of faith. It's really going forward in a different way. It's like it's a leap of faith. It's taking a different direction. It's a new start in life. And it's really important not to bring the old critical you with you. Don't criticize yourself, and don't try not to criticize others. Try to think outside the box and be a little more supportive to yourself and others, for yourself and others. And you've got the page of air. Now, the page of air is someone that can come in and give you a message that you don't like the way it's delivered. And it's delivered in a way that kind of hurts your feelings because there's some truth in it. And that's why it hurts your feelings. So now this could be somebody coming in and telling you the truth, and it could be you telling the truth to someone. So if it's you, if this represents you, you're being asked to soften your language, be a little kinder, not as abrasive, not as brutally honest, if you will. Telling the truth, yes, definitely telling the truth, but doing it in a kinder, more compassionate way. And I've got here the Four of Air. The Four of Air is saying that you need to rest. And sometimes what I'm getting actually is, it's so funny because I never usually, but I'm getting a pause before you say things to people. So try not to say something. Don't let things just come out of your mouth. It's pause before you say something. It's, have that filter from mind to what comes out of your mouth. So that's what you need to be very mindful of this week. Be very careful what you say or how you communicate this week. And that's kind of very interesting because, Mercury is in retrograde. It's about communication. It's about thought patterns. So this is about, sometimes we have to hold back what we're thinking and mull it over before, because it might not be for the person's best interest to hear what you have to say at this moment, whether it's the truth or not. It's holding back on how you communicate and how you're judging yourself and others. So Virgo, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it on your social media, comment. I love comments and feedback. And subscribe if you haven't already. This is a general reading. If you'd like a personal reading, you can click on this right here, and it'll tell you how to get a personal reading. And check out my Patreon page, another way to support me. I love you all, and I'll see you next week.
All the babies, look at them. How old do you think they are, Kathleen?
For a personal reading, please go to www.liveinthesolution.com.
They're at the ugly duckling stage.
Maybe 4 weeks. I can make it. I really think they're ugly.
No, I'm just saying that because of the
No, I know.
story.